Welcome to my series, where I try to tell Skyrim like it was written in a book, or told in a TV series, with not just one main character who is all of a sudden the Dragonborn, but many different characters, most of which, well, all of which, but one, are not the Dragonborn. This story will be played by many different characters of all different sorts of backstories, and all different combat roles and personalities. I hope you come to enjoy watching this sort of stuff as much as I enjoy making it and playing it. If you guys enjoy, please leave a like, and subscribe if you want. And of course, if you're feeling a bit chatty, drop me a comment and it'll be fun to have a conversation. Anyway, I'm going to let you get to this. Have fun.
Chapter 13. Civil War. It had been 2 weeks since I was stationed here. Guarding this cold fort in the arse end of Skyrim, all there was to do was train or listen to stories. The Nords have this infamous story about that castle just off the coast. They say it's haunted and anybody that goes there never returns. That sounds more interesting than dying of old age here. But finally I was given orders to travel to Solitude and talk to General Tullius once more. What did the General want from me now? All the same, I was more than happy to aid the Empire any way I could. More so if it got me off that cold rock.
Deliver a message of great import to Jarl of Whiterun. We have it on good authority that Ulfric has raised enough men to attack the city of Whiterun. The Jarl, however, refuses the Legion's support. This missive should convince him. Be aware, soldier. These documents contain sensitive intelligence for the Jarl's eyes open.
So I was sent off to Whiterun with a handful of my troops for safety. Nothing too big to arouse suspicion. Nothing small enough to be caught dead with this letter. Whiterun had not picked a side in this conflict, but sooner or later a side is picked for you. It's better to pick the Empire's side before that decision is made by fate. We weren't allowed to travel into Whiterun on fear of turning the Jarl of Whiterun enemy. But these lands are beautiful and not freezing. Whiterun was ancient. It was built around some old boat that is said to be the first Nord landmark when they landed in Skyrim thousands of years ago. And by the looks of its walls, this place is definitely ancient. Still, it does hold a beauty to it. And for the first time since I landed in Skyrim, it doesn't feel cold. I've forgotten what not freezing half to death feels like. The city looked quite nice. They had these barbarian women inside its walls, near naked, and not a bad sight to look at. Inside Whiterun looked beautiful, apart from the big dead tree. But Dragon's Reach looked amazing. Could only imagine what it would have been like to be raised there. It was time to deliver this message to the Jarl, and head back for further orders. Inside was so grand. It really made you feel tiny. Not to mention it had a goddamn dragon hanging from its walls. How could anybody face off against something like that? Thankfully, it's dead.
What is it that you need? No doubt requesting to garrison his men in my castle. How many times must I deny him? Well, out with it! I see. Give the papers to my steward. Don't be daft. Proventus is my eyes. Just give me the letter. I presume once I have it, I can do as I please with it? Good. These are interesting reports. Proventus, what do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun?
As in all things, Lord, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
Pray wait.
I'm of a mind with Arilius. It's time to act.
You plan to march on Windhelm?
I'm not a fool, Proventus. I mean, it's time to challenge Ulfric to face me as a man, or to declare his intentions.
He'll do no such thing.
He was rather straightforward with Torig.
Torig? He simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
That boy was High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King, but neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Oh, I suspect he'll send his Stormcloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already proven his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Then might I urge you to consider General Tullius's request? I mean, if you are bent on offending Jarl Ulfric.
Ulfric is the one who has offended. But Proventus has a point. Ulfric has made it clear. In his mind, to refuse his claim is to side with the Empire.
And what harm is there in letting a few legionnaires die in place of your own men?
It seems cowardly.
Was it cowardly then to accept the white gold concorded?
This again. That was different. Was I given a chance to object to the terms of the treaty? No. The Jarls weren't asked. We were told. And we had to like it.
The chests of gold didn't hurt.
Damn it. This isn't about gold.
It's time to decide.
Lord, wait. Let us see if Ulfric is serious.
Oh, he's serious. But so am I.
Finally.
You there. I have a message for you to deliver to our friend, the esteemed Jarl of Windhelm. Deliver this axe to Ulfric Stormcloak. Yes,
The General left out the bit on this letter where if the Jarl of Whiterun needed my services, he could use me as he pleased. So I had new orders. Deliver an axe to Ulfric Stormcloak. I was approached by a noblewoman who was the wife of the Jarl's brother, who turns out would be my envoy to Windhelm, so I wasn't slaughtered on the roads on my way to Windhelm. She brought her own security force, so if we were set upon by rebels, we could fight them off. She told me she was once a woman of the North, who left to marry a brave warrior she fell in love with. These women of the North are a tribe of women who wear next to nothing and spend their lives fighting for gold and honor. We arrived in Windhelm unharmed. My weapons were taken away, and I was escorted to Ulfric Stormcloak to give him this axe. If he takes it, there is peace. If not, war. Windhelm was freezing and rough, just like its people. Everybody that looked at me with disgust. They hated the symbol on my armor. They hated me. It was like I was a sheep walking into a wolf's den.
Yes, make it quick. I'm a busy man. Is that so? I've been wondering when you come around. Oh, what's this? You're quite brave to carry such a message. It's a pity you've chosen the wrong side. You can return this axe to the man who sent it, and tell him he should prepare to entertain visitors. I expect a great deal of excitement in the city of Whiterun in the near future. Oh, true, I may meet my end in a dark alley with a dagger in my back. But the people have seen the truth, and they will not back down. Sooner than you think.
Something about the way he said sooner than you think gave me an uneasy feeling. I was given my weapon upon leaving the Palace of Kings. Was I to be set upon by rebels? Or were we going to be ambushed on the roads back to Whiterun? Since he didn't take the axe, something bad is going to happen. I can feel it. So we picked up our pace and ran back to Whiterun. They no doubt have a rebel team waiting for us somewhere. We made it back to Whiterun safely. There wasn't a single rebel on the roads all day. The roads have never been this quiet in years. Something wasn't right. But this place sure did look beautiful. It looked so calm. But was this the calm before the storm? Because those storm clouds started to blacken the sky.
The outer walls are strong. If we can hold them there.
They have catapults.
Damn it. Where did they get catapults? The city walls are already falling apart as it is.
My scouts tell me they're loading them with fire.
So, he wants to take my city. Walls intact.
The men will be fighting in flames.
My men are fearless. It's the Imperial milk drinkers I'm worried about.
If you prefer, I can take my men and leave.
No, of course not. Just don't let me down, Scipius. We'll need to set up water brigades to combat the flames.
Already taken care of.
You Imperials are efficient. I'll give you that. How long until they arrive?
Sir.
Not long. They're hiding in the countryside.
Damn it. What's he waiting for?
Sir?
What?
Sir, they're on the move. They'll be at the gates at any moment.
Why didn't you say so immediately?
Sir, I tried.
This is it. Time to see what these Stormcloaks are made of.
The men are already gathering at the gates. Move it, soldier. Spread the word. Go, go, go!
Oblivion take them. Every miserable last one of them. You've returned with my axe. I knew that would be his response. As soon as you left, I sent word to General Tullius, who's been kind enough to lend us some of his troops, and Legate Scipius here. Let Ulfric try to make it past our combined forces. I'll turn you back over to your legion. Legate Scipius will have use for you. Gods be with us all. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep.
The Stormcloaks are here. In
I'm
force.
concerned about the Jarl's
Get down to
safety.
the front line.
Too many of our
This is
guards
it.
have been redeployed
Must
to fight
hold
the
the city.
Stormcloaks.
Now move it!
The Stormcloaks were already here. That's why the roads were so quiet. It went from a simple deliver a message to being stuck in a city being sieged. We weren't ready to fight, but we had no choice. We had to defend this cowardly rebel attack. When I arrived at the gates, it was a mess. I gathered the men. We held the line against hundreds of Stormcloaks, but we stood united. We fought for Whiterun and for the Empire. We fought to live. We fought to keep the people of Whiterun safe. We fought to teach these Stormcloak bastards that they stood no chance against a united Empire. They fought hard to break us, but we would stand strong. For failure here was a failure to all of Skyrim. Within the first hour, the rebels started to lose their taste for this war they started. You could smell their doubt, or them shitting themselves dying. They started to fall back, hit us less harder. Would be no time before they would retreat. And they did. We had stood our ground and protected Whiterun from those traitors.
Revel in your victory here today, even as the gods revel in your honor. They already sing of your valor, and still, the halls of Sovngarde are no doubt ringing with your praises. In defeating these Stormcloak traitors, you have proven the hollowness of their cause, and the fullness of your hearts. The citizens of Whiterun are forever in your debt. But Ulfric will not stop here. No! He will continue to strike out against any true Nord who remains faithful to the Empire. He will continue to sow discord and chaos wherever he can. And so, we must, each one of us, continue to fight this insurrection, lest our fallen brothers have died for naught. Lest our honor be lessened should we allow these bloodthirsty beasts to prowl our lands. Carry on, men. My gratitude and blessings go with you. For Whiterun, for the end.
Even until the next day, the fires of Whiterun were still burning. We were lucky to have that storm, or nobody would have won that battle. Whiterun would be a smoldering pile of wood. But we did win. We secured Whiterun for the Empire and protected its people from the traitors of Skyrim. Some will say the Civil War started when Ulfric turned the East against the West. But it started here, when the Stormcloak traitors attacked one of their own cities for control and power. But victory always has its price. The Jarl's brother Hrongar was killed in the battle along with many others, including my own men that served under me. They gave their lives to protect the people of Whiterun. They are all true heroes of Skyrim. They died for Skyrim and the Empire. Their names shall never be forgotten. We returned victorious but bloodied and shaken from our experience. I could barely remember the night before, only flashes of that battle. But most of us lived to tell the story. How we stood toe to toe with a horde of rebels and came out on top. That the traitors of Skyrim ran from the Legion.
By defeating Ulfric at Whiterun, we have solidified the allegiance of the Jarl. Perhaps the Stormcloaks will soon lose heart for this little rebellion of theirs once and for all. I'm promoting you to Quester. Take this blade, a symbol of your new station and responsibility. I'll keep an eye on your progress. The Empire rewards excellence.
I was invited into the Vanguard by Marillia Tullius for standing my ground and never giving up and rallying the Guard and Legion soldiers to fight as one. I'm impressed with Serdi. She was just a simple farm girl, and with only 2 weeks of training she managed to fight and survive the Battle of Whiterun. She was born to be a legionary. I would return to my station with a few less faces that I left with, but new ones to accompany me. As a vanguard, I can bring courage to legionaries and fear to the Empire's enemies. Ever since I was a boy, I've always wanted to join the Vanguard. Now it's time for me to prove that I belong here. And now that the Civil War has started, Skyrim is about to change forever. I hear the Thalmor are bringing in someone new to command this fort, and my unit is being transferred to Whiterun after our success in defending it. Until then, we wait.
G'day guys, so this one was a really fun one to actually get done. It's finally the Civil War, because in my game, the Civil War doesn't happen straight away and it never ends straight away. The last one for a friggin' year. It was an absolute nightmare to record, the first run, because it was like a battle that went on before, just outside Whiterun. NPCs started floating around, so I had to completely reset the game by like waiting over a week and then resetting it back, and it was a friggin' pain in the ass. But I've got this out there. Hopefully people enjoy this one, because it's going to ramp up from here, hopefully, with the rest of the other characters. And I might do things like showing you what Cecilia's doing and what Freya's doing now that the Civil War started. And it's not going to be glamorous like a quest-orientated thing. It's kind of just going to be them doing what they do in their life and maybe talking about where they come from or their views on this war or crap like that. But hopefully people have enjoyed this. And yeah, absolute nightmare recording the Battle of Whiterun. Fucking hell, that pissed me off. But it's out there, it's done. Hopefully people enjoy it. Anyway, if you like this, unsubscribe and dislike it for me, eh? Catches.